Let's dive into an idea that might just change how you see, well, pretty much everything. We're going to ask a really simple question that has a completely mind-bending answer. What is the real shape of our universe?
I mean, seriously? What if this whole cosmic show, every single galaxy, star, and planet that we could ever hope to see, is just one little bubble in a vast, churning ocean of other realities? Just hold that thought, because it's the key to everything we're about to explore.
Okay, so before we can even try to look outside our universe, we've got to correct a huge misunderstanding about what's happening inside it. And that all starts with the Big Bang.
Most of us, we picture the Big Bang like a firecracker going off in a dark, empty room. But Einstein's theory of general relativity, which is basically our rule book for how space and time work, it shows us something way, way weirder. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion in space. It was the expansion of space itself. And it happened everywhere, all at once. And here's the crucial part. Because space is stretching out equally in all directions, it doesn't matter where you are. It will always look like everything is moving away from you. Every single galaxy has the exact same point of view. And what that means is, our universe doesn't have a center in 3D space. And if it has no center, it has no edge you could ever travel to. But just because our universe has no center and no physical edge, that doesn't mean there isn't a boundary. Oh, there is one. It's just not a wall in space. It's a wall in time. This is our real limit. It's called the cosmic event horizon. And you can think of it like a point of no return, but for light. There are regions of space that are just so far away and space is expanding so fast that the light from those places will never reach us. Not in a billion years, not ever. Right now, that boundary is about 16 billion light years away. Just think about that for a second. There are entire galaxies out there living out their whole cosmic story, but because they're on the other side of that horizon, they're completely and forever cut off from us. We can never see them, we can never interact with them, they might as well not exist to us. And this is where things get really, really wild. If entire galaxies exist that we can't see, what else is out there? Well, a leading theory called eternal inflation suggests that our universe is just one of those bubbles we talked about, floating in a vast cosmic foam. And in this foam, sometimes, bubbles bump into each other. So what's in the space between these bubble universes? It's not nothing. It's a totally different state of reality called a false vacuum. And this isn't just empty space, it's a super high energy phase of space-time itself, with its own properties, driving this insane exponential expansion. I mean, try to wrap your head around a reality so alien that all of our physics just stops working. In this false vacuum, there are no particles, no atoms, no light, none of the fundamental forces that hold our world together. The very numbers that define our existence, like the speed of light or the charge of an electron, they just don't apply there. Here is probably the best way to visualize it. Think of the false vacuum as a kind of super-cooled liquid, just waiting to change. And our universe is like a crystal of ice that suddenly froze into existence inside it. As it froze, it locked in a specific set of physical laws. That's its crystal structure. But other crystals could pop into existence with totally different structures, or in other words, totally different laws of physics. So, what happens when two of these universes collide? Well, because they exist beyond each other's cosmic horizons, there would be zero warning. A wall of pure raw energy would form where they meet, and just race towards us at almost the speed of light. One moment you're looking up at the night sky, and the next, reality itself is being erased and rewritten right in front of your eyes. All right, so you might be feeling a little confused right now. I've been talking about space between and outside our universe, but you've probably heard physicists say, over and over again, that there is no outside. So what's the deal? Yeah, it sounds like a complete contradiction, right? How can there be space between universes if there's no such thing as an outside? Are we just making this stuff up? Well, the answer reveals something really fascinating about how scientists talk about these huge ideas. The big secret is it's a linguistic trick. It's a shortcut. When a physicist says there's no outside, they're often using a teaching tool. It's a simplification designed to help us understand one thing. But it hides a much deeper, more complex truth, a truth that actually fits perfectly with this whole multiverse idea.
And look, they do it for good reasons. First, it stops us from getting that wrong mental image of our universe as a balloon just expanding into some pre-existing void. That's not accurate. Second, Einstein's theory of general relativity, our best tool for describing spacetime, literally does not have equations for an outside. And third, sometimes the word universe is just defined as everything that exists, which, by definition means there can't be anything outside it. It's a choice of words, not a law of physics.
And all of this leads us to the final and maybe the most staggering implication of them all. That whole idea of our universe is everything completely breaks down when you combine what we know with one last concept: infinity.
It's actually a pretty simple formula when you think about it. If space goes on forever, but the number of ways you can arrange particles and energy is not infinite, then the math is unavoidable. In an infinite space, things don't just happen once. They have to happen again and again. This whole idea is based on a simple mathematical concept called the pigeonhole principle. It just says that if you have more pigeons than you have pigeonholes, then at least one hole has to have more than one pigeon. So apply that to the cosmos. If you have infinite chunks of space, those are the pigeons, but only a finite number of ways matter can be arranged in them, the pigeonholes, then every single possible arrangement has to repeat infinitely many times. And the consequence of that is just, it's staggering. It means that somewhere, far, far beyond our cosmic horizon, there's another solar system that's identical to ours, another planet Earth. And on that Earth, a person who is atom for atom identical to you has lived your exact same life.
Which leaves us with one final, dizzying thought. According to the logic of physics and infinity, the answer to the question on your screen isn't just maybe, it's almost certainly yes. Somewhere out there, your cosmic twin is watching this very same explainer, pondering this very same idea at this very same moment.